The following film contains material that may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Previously on Entangled.
I knew this place would be an escape. I own everything down to the docks. Figured it was worth the investment.
Mr. Manjaro has a way of making sure everything runs exactly as he envisions it. He insists on the best for his guests.
It seems I'm learning more about Mr. Manjaro every day.
He wanted tonight to be special. If I may say, it seems he considers you a rather esteemed guest.
You didn't tell me what brought you to Brindleton Bay.
Let's just say I saw an opportunity. Brindleton Bay has a unique charm, and I thought it might be a good place to expand for business. Plus, it's a nice change of pace, family-oriented, you know? During my final visit, I was finally able to make a decision.
Brindleton Bay certainly has its appeal, doesn't it? A bit more discreet, but the right clients are here. Have you decided if it's the right spot yet?
Who is that?
I don't know. I can definitely find out. I'd guess a designer.
Brindleton Bay may not be a bad idea after all. Excuse me, one moment.
I'm checking troubleshoot, moving down the line. I come apart, but that's okay, 'cause trouble me.
The shipment is nearly loaded. Crew's working fast. We had a little cleanup earlier.
And the liability?
It's handled. He thought he could disappear without paying his dues. We made sure his family wasn't home before we paid him a visit.
Where's the body?
It's in the trunk. Thought you'd want to look before we take care of it.
Well, show me.
He didn't have anything. No cash, no leverage, just empty promises. So we took him and anything else we could find to make up for his oversight. Figured you'd appreciate the efficiency.
Let's see. Pop the trunk. Make sure his contribution gets accounted for. And Marco? Next time, make sure they understand what happens if they even think about running. No loose ends. We're clear?
Understood? Smoke. You're really dapper tonight. Had a date?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. But first, let me introduce you to the new men. This is Andre and Luis. Andre's straight out of New York. Smooth talker, good with numbers. He can charm his way into or out of almost anything. And Luis, well, you've heard the nickname, the Butcher. He's from Medellin, Colombia. Got a reputation for handling the more delicate matters.
Results matter. But let me be clear. Recklessness has no place here. If you're looking to make a name for yourselves, you'll do it my way. Step out of line and you'll regret it. Understood?
Crystal clear. I follow orders, no problem.
Perfect. Now that everyone's on the same page, let's get to work.
Let me know when everything is handled.
Well, here we are. I hope the evening went well, Ms. Banks.
was a unique meeting to say the least. He has a way of keeping things interesting.
That's Mr. Manjaro for you. He doesn't leave much to chance.
Is that how he always is?
Every time, if there's something he wants, whether it's a deal, a meeting, or even someone's attention, he finds a way to get it. I've worked with him for a few years now. From Paris to here, I've seen how he operates. One thing I can guarantee, he always gets what he wants. Doesn't matter what it takes. He's relentless like that.
I'm not sure if that's impressive or intimidating.
Both, maybe. But trust me, if he's focused on something or someone, it means he sees potential others might miss.
He sounds like a man who doesn't hear no very often.
He doesn't, but he's got a lot riding on him. A family like his doesn't just expect success, they demand it. I think that's why he's always a step ahead.
Must be a lot of pressure.
It is, but he's not the type to crack. That's why he's where he is.
Luka! Seriously? I just dried off, you jerk.
Sophia, it's a pool, not a library.
Luka, be nice to your sister.
I literally just wanted to take one more dip. She's such a baby.
Well, this is a surprise.
Surprise? I thought you were too busy to notice we were here.
Sophia, I'm never too busy for my pride and joy. You and your brother.
Don't mind her, Dad. She's just mad I splashed her earlier.
Sophia, your father works hard to keep us all comfortable. Be nice.
Sorry, Dad.
That's okay. I just didn't expect to see you tonight, but I'm glad you're here.
Well, I thought it would be a nice surprise for all of us. The kids were getting restless in that rental, John. I thought it best we just settle in. Surprise you for once.
See, Dad, even Mom agrees we needed this.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourselves. That's what matters most. Still, next time, Isabella, let me know. I hate that you arrived and found the house unprepared for you.
We managed just fine. It's not like I haven't handled things on my own before.
You haven't.
All right. Let's not make it weird. We're all here now, and that's what matters, right?
You're right, Luka. You just turned 18 and you're the most mature one here.
I try my best.
Wow, Dad's agreeing with Luka. Must be a full moon or something.
Isabella, can we talk inside for a moment?
Sure, darling. Whatever you need. Where have you been, John?
A business meeting. Grand Crest. Then I had to handle business at the docks.
You look awfully nice for just a standard business meeting. Custom suit, polished shoes.
You're drunk.
Forget you, John. Maybe I am, but I'm not blind.
I told you I didn't want the kids here. Not yet. Not until the house was finished and business was handled. But as usual, you do what you want to do.
And what was I supposed to do? They wanted to see their father, but I guess you were too busy with your business to even consider that.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare act like my life hasn't been about this family. Every late night, every deal, it's all been for you, for them.
For us? You really believe that, don't you? But it's always about your way, your control.
Control? No, Isabella. It's called responsibility. Something you seem to ignore every time you make a mess and expect me to clean it up.
What are we even talking about, John?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You pick fights, Isabella, but let's not pretend. We both know why that is. Don't act like I'm the one who broke this family.
Oh, here we go again. We have this argument at least once a year, John. Same script, same accusations.
That's because nothing changes. You keep playing this game, pretending I'm the problem, while you've been busy living your own life on the side, with whoever you wanted.
I make mistakes, John. But you're no saint either. You've built walls so high around you, it's a wonder the kids even know who you are.
That's rich, coming from you. I've been there for them in every way that counts. Don't you dare use them to justify your carelessness.
Then what do you want from me, John? An apology? A confession? I'm tired of this endless blame game.
I want honesty, Isabella, and I want you to stop tearing down what little we have left.
And what do we even have left, John?
The kids. That's what we have. And if we can't fix this for us, we damn well better fix it for them.
What is it, John?
Marco took care of what I needed him to do.
Good. You always think I'm out to undermine you, John. But the truth is, I've never stood in the way of your business.
You support it when it suits you, Isabella. It's been that way now for 20 years. At some point, I'll be through with this.
Your father wouldn't like that.
It's not up to him. I'm going to get some rest. You should too.
Guys, you know you better watch out. Some girls are only about. Some girls are only think that.
I leave for 1 week, and you go on a dinner date with Mr. Manjaro. You're holding out on me.
It wasn't a date, Julia. It was a business dinner. Although, not exactly the kind of business meeting I was expecting. I wanted to tell you in person.
Okay, now you have to spill. What wasn't as expected? Don't leave me hanging.
It was fine, I guess. The food was amazing. The ambiance was perfect. And John was, well, John. He's always so composed, you know. But there's something about him I can't figure out.
Oh, he's that guy. The mysterious, brooding type. Classic. So what did you talk about? Please tell me it wasn't all about work.
Well, it started about work. He is my client, after all. But then, it veered into personal territory.
This sounds like a date to me.
It wasn't a date, Julia. I'm serious.
Uh-huh, sure. So what happened next?
Near the end of the meeting, he got a text. His whole demeanor changed. It was subtle, but I noticed it.
Oh, let me guess. It was probably his wife. I'm just saying. The man's married, Mel. And if he's suddenly all tense over a text, well, connect the dots.
I don't know. It just felt off, that's all. Hey, let's stop by JM before we leave. I think there were a couple of brand packages waiting for me.
Ms. Banks, welcome. Our favourite designer is here. Looking gorgeous as ever.
And we have some goodies for you. New candles for your new clients.
You two are such dolls. Thank you so much. I can't wait to use them.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And speaking of new clients...
Yes, Chell and I were just wondering if Mr. Manjaro ever reached out to you.
Actually, yes. He's my current client.
Small world, isn't it?
Oh, it's no coincidence. He asked about you when he visited our store a couple of months ago. He saw your promo picture and gave us a call.
And here's the kicker. He didn't even ask to see your portfolio. Said he already knew you were the right person for the job. I'd say he liked what he saw, if you know what I mean.
Thank you both for the packages and the insight. I'll make sure to put these to good use.
So, he knew about you, didn't ask to see your portfolio, and plotted this for months. Yeah, no way this is just business.
Julia, stop.
I'm just saying...
I've spent years building my reputation. And for him to walk in here, knowing nothing about my work, but acting like he can get me with a smile, or a few kind words, or a fancy car and a driver.
A fancy car and a driver? Did you forget to tell me that part?
It doesn't matter now. He probably doesn't give a damn about my portfolio. He probably just wanted an excuse to get closer. If he thinks I'm just some trophy to add to his collection, It pisses me off.
Mel, don't let him get to you. You're better than that.
He doesn't get to disrespect me like this. I'm not some woman he can manipulate into his little games. If he wants to work with me, he'll have to prove he wants my talent, not just whatever else he thinks he can get from me.
Mel, you don't have to deal with this. You have control over this situation.
I do, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be a fight. If he thinks he can get away with playing me, he's going to learn just how wrong he is.
Sophia and I are going shopping. Luca's at tennis practice. We'll be back later.
Sounds good. You two have fun. Who's speaking?
Well, isn't it my pride and joy?
What do you want, Dad?
I just wanted to check on you, see how Brindleton Bay is treating you.
It's fine.
Your troops miss you here in Paris, you know, especially since your brother has managed to pull me out of my well-deserved retirement.
Is it that bad?
Lousy would be an understatement. The boy couldn't organize a dinner party, let alone handle what we do. You were supposed to keep things in line, not run off to Playhouse in some sleepy little coastal town.
This sleepy coastal town has the potential to be a great asset. And trust, no one is trying to play house.
I'll hold you to that. Well, yes, Isabella did call me this morning.
Of course she did.
She said you were out late last night for business, but what piqued her interest wasn't the hour. It was how you were dressed. She said you were dressed to the nines.
It was a business meeting.
Who is she?
It's not what you think.
Oh, John, don't insult me. You might think you're different, but you're more like me than you'd ever admit.
No, I'm not. You cheated on my mother more times than I can count. Spent most of my childhood strung out on your own supply, letting Mom pick up the pieces while you pretended everything was fine. You tore this family apart, and now you want to act like I'm following in your footsteps? I'm nothing like you.
Keep telling yourself that, son. But let me tell you something. When the time comes, when the pressure's on, and you have to choose between what's easy and what's right, you'll see. You'll make the same choices I did.
The only choice I've made is to get as far from you and your failures as possible.
The game doesn't change, John. The players do. You're smart enough to know that. And whether you admit it or not, you're playing. Brindleton Bay isn't your escape, John. It's just another board in the same game. And don't forget, I taught you how to play it. Take care of yourself, son.
Goodbye, Dad.
Just the man I needed to see?
Agent Akamu, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Nice setup you've got here. Very tasteful. I'd almost believe you're just another clean-cut entrepreneur.
I actually hired a designer. She's working on the house nicely. I can get you her info. I meet her today.
Let's not waste time, John. Or should I say smoke? You know why I'm here.
Enlighten me.
Your operation in Brindleton Bay has caught some eyes. Not officially, yet. But you're running a tight ship, and that makes certain people nervous.
Nervous people make mistakes. That's their problem, not mine.
I like your confidence. But let's not pretend we're untouchable. Even you need friends in high places.
And that's where you come in.
Exactly. I'm your insurance policy. I keep the dogs at bay, and in return, you keep my pockets lined. A fair trade, wouldn't you say?
Fairness is relative. What's in the bag?
Power in its purest form.
Money's never been the issue. It's about control. I'm willing to entertain this partnership, Akamu, but let's be clear. There's a fine line between trust and convenience. The kind of business we do, it's all about leverage. You've got your hands full, Akamu. I know you're here to work with me, but what about your partner? Your team?
I don't know what you're getting at, John.
Don't play me. I know how the DEA works. You're not some lone wolf. You've got your team, your partner. Or is there more to it?
My partner's a good agent. He's not involved in this side of things. He doesn't know what I do.
All right, Akamu. I think we can make this work. I'll be in touch.
And then there's the dining area. We took out the partition that divided it from the living room. It opens up the space and gives it this expansive, airy feel. I'm planning to keep the floors consistent throughout to tie the spaces together.
I like that idea. About that dinner we had the other night.
What about it?
I know I came off a bit too forward, but I meant it when I said I wanted to work with you.
Can I ask you a question?
Shoot.
How exactly did you come across my work?
I heard about you through a few people, and your designs speak for themselves. Why are you looking at me like that?
A little birdie told me you saw my picture and didn't hesitate to book me, without even glancing at my portfolio.
Little birdies should mind their own business.
So it's true then? You didn't even bother to check my work first? Just saw my face and decided that was enough?
I knew about your work. I didn't need to see a portfolio to know you're the best at what you do.
Really? Because it sounds to me like you made a decision based on looks, not talent. And I don't know about you, but that's not how I run my business.
I'm not saying you don't deserve this, Mel. I've seen what you've done. Your reputation speaks for itself. But yeah, I noticed you. I won't lie about that. You're very hard to ignore.
You don't get it, do you? My brand, my work, this is everything to me. And to find out you were more focused on my looks than my talent? That's insulting, John. It feels like you're playing with something I've worked years to build.
Mel, I wouldn't have hired you if I didn't believe in your work. But I'm not going to apologize for noticing you either. I'm very attracted to you.
Attracted to me? What about your wife? Your family? You can't just say these things, John. It's not fair. And it's wrong.
You think I don't know that? You think I haven't thought about it 100 times before saying anything to you? But it doesn't change the truth.
The truth? The truth is you're married. You have a family. Whatever your issues are with your wife, they're not my problem. And I don't deserve to be dragged into this mess because you're feeling some kind of way.
I'm not asking you for anything, Mel. I'm not trying to make this harder for you. I just couldn't lie about how I feel.
Congratulations on your honesty, but it doesn't make this any less inappropriate or any less wrong.
I get it. You're right. It's wrong. But what's between Isabella and me? It's complicated. She's cheated on me before. Our marriage has been a facade for years.
You hired me to design your house, not to whatever this is. I don't have time for mixed signals, and I'm not about to let you derail my career because you can't separate business from...
I can separate it, but I also know what I want, and if that makes you uncomfortable, I'll back off. But don't act like you don't feel it too.
Let's just keep this professional, John. That's all I'm asking. Let's get back to consulting. There are some swatches I wanted you to see.
Local news.
The search continues for Nathaniel Hargrave, a prominent Brindleton Bay businessman who was reported missing by his wife a week ago. Police have confirmed that foul play has not been ruled out, though details remain scarce at this time. Hargrave was last seen leaving his office late Friday evening, and his car was found abandoned just outside city limits.